Hi, my name is Matt Gammons, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about our project, Evaluation of Frost Protection as an Adaptation Strategy in Orchard Crops, and some opportunities to collaborate on this work with us in the future. So this project is led by myself. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Agricultural Food and Resource Economics at Michigan State University, and Jeffrey Andresen, who's a professor and state climatologist for the state of Michigan in the Department of Geography, Environment, and Spatial Sciences, also at Michigan State. So a summary is that we're looking for researchers and organizations that are interested in developing research or outreach material aimed at assessing the potential of wind machines to increase the economic viability of fruit production around the Great Lakes region, and engaging with growers to learn more about what are the barriers and benefits of adopting these technologies, as well as developing outreach efforts to inform growers of the current state of research finding related to frost risk mitigation more broadly. So just a little bit about kind of why this is an important issue when we think about climate change and fruit production in the Great Lakes region going forward. So climate change leads to warmer temperatures in the spring, which can lead to earlier budding. And an early bud is highly susceptible to frost damage, right? So if we get a bud and then a cold snap follows, that's kind of posing a lot of risk to fruit production. So just as an example, in 2012, frost killed about 85% of Michigan apples and 90% of Michigan tart cherries that year. So these are, potentially catastrophic losses that we want to try and protect and insure against. Just to kind of show this in a broader trend, we can see in this graph here, this is the day of the year. So starting with 1 on January 1st and going forward, the day of the year that we see cherry buds in Michigan, and we can see that this has a downward trend, right? So this is coming earlier and earlier and increasing the risk of frost damage for these crops. And we can see kind of way down on the bottom here, this really, really early budding event that we saw in 2012 that led to huge yield declines in these orchard crop production systems. So where do wind machines kind of enter and play a role here? So a wind machine, it's kind of a large piece of equipment that you would install on your farm. And what it does is it pulls in warm air from higher up in the atmosphere to try and increase the temperature around the blossoms and buds during these potential frost events. So right now, we only have kind of 5 to 10% of Michigan acres, but this is being adopted really quickly because it can kind of offer protection against these catastrophic events. And how much can it help? Anywhere from 1 to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So kind of if you're near that threshold of frost damage, this can be really valuable. But there's a large upfront payment. So our work has kind of looked at, do these pay off and under what conditions would these be advantageous for farmers to adopt? Just some kind of preliminary results. We've conducted focus groups with apple growers around the state of Michigan to understand kind of what are their, how are they viewing this technology? What is the potential? What are the limitations? And we've done some work simulating crop growth and frost damage and seeing how does this compare kind of under different situations of protection. So you can see on the right-hand side here, this is kind of just some basic yield estimates. We have the distribution of yields across years, kind of with no protection. And then as we add more and more wind machine protection, we see that these kind of are trending up, and we're getting less and less of these kind of disastrous years where we experience really large yield declines due to frost damage. So what are the next steps, and where is the potential for kind of you to participate in this project with us? GLESA is looking for partners outside of Michigan, but still in the Great Lakes region, to help us understand the potential of this technology. So this doesn't have to be just in apples. This could be in any kind of orchard system around the Great Lakes region, that might benefit from frost risk mitigation technologies. So kind of how could you participate? How could you help? Funding and collaborating on survey or outreach efforts. So kind of reaching out to farmers and getting information from them could be kind of one way that you could collaborate with us on this project, or kind of other types of research efforts that characterize and understand kind of what settings this technology has the potential to really help us adapt to climate change going forward. Thank you.